wanted to talk a little bit about the solo tour, if you will.
Oh, yeah,
Violent
yeah.
J.
Yeah, I never got to explain why I canceled my solo tour. I don't think we ever put anything out explaining why, you know?
No.
And that's kind of rude on my behalf, but actually my brain has been skipping unnecessary information and just forgetting to address the situation. So my apologies to anybody that had tickets or maybe wondered or possibly even worried why the tour got canceled. And I just wanted to explain it on a public forum, if you will.
Right.
Or if you won't. And this is a good place to do it right here at the Juggalo Show, you know what I'm saying? So real quick, I just wanted to say that what happened was when we originally scheduled the two solo tours, my tour and Shaggy's tour starting at the same time, you know?
Right.
We scheduled those tours months and months ago, you know, under the assumption that the Fearless Fred Fury album would be long done by then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we'd have the photo shoots done and probably 2 or 3 videos shot and in the can and everything situated and done by the time those tours started. But what happened was nothing of the sort. You know what I'm saying? Actually, we ended up working on the album literally up until the night before we left. You know what I'm saying?
Before you got on the bus, you were still working on it.
Straight up, yeah. I mean, you know, we worked on it. You know, we had to stop for a minute to do the acoustic shows,
right,
and put those mixes together. That took a couple weeks, but the album just took, you know, a long time. I mean, we wanted to perfect it in our eyes. You know what I mean? And we've worked on it very much closed-minded, very much, what do they call it, one-track minded. Like, all we focused on was the album.
Right.
So I'll be dead honest. I didn't think about the tour. I didn't think about any of that. I just thought about the album. The album. Every day, that was my focus, was the album, you know? And so when we wrapped it up and we got out, literally on the first day of my solo tour, everything started slamming into my head. Like, for example, we didn't even do a fucking photo shoot for the booklet of the album. We didn't even take pictures yet. And I'm like, I'm on this tour until the day the album comes out.
Right.
And we don't even have a photo shoot done, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let alone a video or anything else we're supposed to have done, you know? And I'm like, how the fuck are we going to do this?
Yeah.
And we only put an album out, you know, it's been almost 4 years.
Yes.
You know, and I'm like, and we're supposed to be out doing a solo tour until the day the record comes out at Juggalo Weekend, you know? And I'll be honest, I don't really care about a solo career, you know what I'm saying? It's not much of a concern for me, you know what I'm saying? And I got out there and all these realities started slamming into my head like, how are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? Because to do, just say, a photo shoot, not only do I have to have the day off on that tour, on my tour, but Shaggy needs to have the day off as well.
Right. Let's point out, Joe, that your tour left 2 weeks before Shaggy's.
Yeah.
So he had time.
Yeah.
He had time you didn't have time.
Right. And just to do anything, though, as the tour goes on, to shoot a video, to do anything, we needed to line up the day off. We both needed the day off. Then where are we going to meet? Where are we going to make it happen? You know, we're on the tour, so we got to figure all this stuff out. To shoot a video outside of Michigan for us is hard to do as it is, you know what I'm saying? And you know, a tour, especially a solo tour, is going to come and go. But Fearless Fred Fury, that's part of our history. You know what I'm saying? It was much, much more important to, you know, to us, the album. You know what I'm saying?
Priority.
Like, I'll be honest, especially a solo tour. I really don't care about a solo tour. You know what I'm saying? And so basically, I was like, fuck this tour. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got shit to do. We got a lot of work to do. And if I'm home, you know what I'm saying? All we got to do is wait for Shaggy to have a day off. You see what I'm saying? And then fly Shaggy home and we can do whatever we needed to do. You know what I mean? Instead of trying to line us both up with a day off. You know, if I'm based out of home, you know, Shaggy, we don't have to cancel both tours.
Right.
Shaggy can continue to do his tour. And every time he has a day off, we can make things happen.
And when you're home, you could still tweak everything that you needed to for the record,
right.
for the
because you guys are working on the record all the way up until the tour, basically.
Yeah. But then we came home and continued working on it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because Shaggy still had a while before his tour started, so we ended up finishing the album probably 6 or 7 times. I think one time we even blasted it out on social media. The album is done. Thank you to everybody. And it wasn't done. Like, I mean, I sat with it and lived with it for like 4 days, and then I'm like, you know, certain things started to show up that I'm like, oh, I wish we did this or that, you know. So really, we ended up right back in the studio, but you know, we did finish it, you know, not by a deadline. Like, we finished it before we had to, so that's when I knew it was really done.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, if a deadline would have came and went, then it would have been like, oh, we had to settle for what we did.
Right.
But we actually finished the album, and we could have still fucked with it probably for another 6 days.
Right. Right.
So, you know, we did it. But anyway, yeah, I just said fuck my solo tour, you know, and I really, sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, man, apologize to Isham. You know, because, like, man, he was on the tour with us, and I had to do what I had to do, and I felt terrible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To you, Rudy, and to Carlito,
Oh, man.
and to Isham, because, you know, you guys made arrangements and plans to go out on the tour, you know, but I knew that you guys would be able to understand because we're in the same boat. You know what I mean? I just felt bad for Isham because, you know, he's running his career, and he made a lot of plans and things to do for what he had to do, and suddenly that's out the window, you know?
Sure.
And I felt terrible. I still do feel terrible, but, you know, I had to do what I had to do for the best of the album, you know what I'm saying?
And of course, all the ninjas that were coming out to
Yeah.
the shows, you know what I mean?
Well, the
Like,
thing
you
is
know,
like,
especially if you bought tickets in advance and stuff. you know?
Albuquerque and Tucson, those juggalos are they're all over social media like, aha, we got it, and you didn't.
Right.
I'm like, that's bold, man. Don't do that. That ain't cool.
I definitely apologize to any of the ninjas that bought tickets and wanted to come out, you know. And man, all I could say is my heart was in the right place because it was focused on the album, you know what I mean, being a great product. And that's something hopefully people can live with forever. You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
yeah.
And the tour was just an experience for a night, you know.
Right.
All the same, we still apologize to everybody across the nation that plan to go and everything. And, you know, sincere apologies. And we'll probably do a solo set at the Gathering. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we're going to still do a solo set at Juggalo Weekend, you know what I mean? But the Gathering...
As long as I get to rock the stage with my brother, that's all that matters.
Every time I ever do a solo set, you know, but we just had the album to work. We didn't plan on the album being so fucking taking so long, but it did. You know what I mean? And we had to do what we had to do, you know?
It's perfection, Joe.
And we had to do what we had to do. And so, man, that's what happened. That's why we came home. And, you know, Shaggy just flew home the other day. And we did some work in New York, and we did some work here. And pretty much every time he's got a day off, he's coming here, and we're taking care of things, you know what I mean? So, and you know, and I'm here taking care of this. And we're making the best of this time before the album comes out.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? For the album and for the respect of Joker's Card, you know, which only comes along every so often, you know.
Right.
Like I said, it's been almost 4 years.
It has been 4 years, absolutely.
You know, so yeah.
Shout out to Shaggy and the tour out there tonight.
Yeah.
They're in Florida. Much love to those guys. They're out doing the damn thing.
And we were just talking about what kind